The Nightbeat starts right now.
A string of break-ins putting neighbors on edge. We take those concerns straight to San Antonio police to see what they're doing to help. But first, it is election night and voters turned out to the polls today with 14 state constitutional amendments on the ballot. Let's take a look at the results for some of those key propositions. Starting with Proposition 4, this one has the interest of homeowners in mind. It temporarily limits appraisal values for non-homestead properties, but perhaps most importantly, it increases the homestead exemption on school district taxes from $40,000 to $100,000. You can see it is passing easily tonight, 85% of the vote. Proposition 6 deals with creating the Texas Water Fund. The fund will be used to help finance water projects like fixing the state's aging, deteriorating pipes and reducing water loss. It also passing easily with 78%. Next, Proposition 9, which is for retired teachers. It increases the cost of living adjustments for retired teachers from 2 to 6%. A raise that has not been put into action for years. And you can see it also passes easily tonight with 84% of the vote. The city of Uvalde has a new leader with a familiar face tonight. Voters elected former two-time Mayor Cody Smith tonight over two other candidates, including the mother of a Robb Elementary victim. The night team's Lee Waldman was there as the votes were tallied.
Lots of mixed emotions in front of the Uvalde Leader News as the former mayor of the city, Cody Smith, wins election again.
Smith faced off against Lexi Rubio's mom, Kimberly, and Uvalde CISD teacher Veronica Martinez. This special election drew out huge crowds of voters at polling locations Tuesday, especially in the final hours of voting. Smith won with just over 65% of the vote, and Rubio walked with her family to concede the race just after 8 o'clock. She tells us this doesn't stop her fight for change and to help unite the community.
I care about my community. I see so much hurt, and I wanted to be a part of helping that. I can still do that. And as far as why, I do everything for Lexi. Lexi is always with me. I take her no matter where I go.
Smith, now a three-time mayor and former councilman, says he's planning on working with Rubio, the other victims' families, and the community on a path forward.
There's some of these people that we're going to have to hold up a while. But we all have rights, we all have responsibilities. So everybody's going to need to take a long look at themselves and see what they can do to help this community.
When asked what Smith plans to do when the Robb Elementary shooting investigation wraps up, he says he doesn't have an answer for that right now.
This was a special election after the former mayor, Don McLaughlin, announced that he was stepping down. So Smith's term as mayor-elect will only last a year. Smith tells us that he was already planning on running in the regular mayoral election before McLaughlin made his announcement. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. To another mayor's race now in Converse, another one we're keeping an eye on tonight. You can see right now Al Suarez, longtime incumbent in Converse with 59% of the vote. Deborah James has 41%. That's with 54% of the votes in right now. For our complete recap of the election, just scan this QR code, head to our Vote 2023 tab on KSAT.com for the latest updates and results. By the way, it's election day in other parts of the country as well. Voters in Ohio passing a constitutional amendment to protect abortion rights tonight. Issue 1 passed with 55% of the vote. It will enshrine the right to an abortion in the state's constitution. Abortions will now be legal until a fetus is viable, which is somewhere between 22 and 24 weeks into a pregnancy. After that point, abortions in Ohio will be restricted unless a mother's life is at risk. The special session number 4 already started for the Texas legislature. Governor Greg Abbott called lawmakers back to work as soon as the House and Senate ended its third special session. They did not complete his special agenda in the allotted 30-day window, so they're back to work. He's yet again pushing for legislation to establish a school voucher-like program and increase border security. 72 bills have already been filed for consideration by House lawmakers, who will reportedly spend their first few days in committee hearings before the full House meets on Friday. The senators have filed at least 4 bills as of this evening. They're expected to convene tomorrow afternoon, this 4th special session, a first for the Texas legislature in its 176-year history. Some local news now. The San Antonio Chamber of Commerce has a new leader, Jeff Webster. Its new president and CEO. He brings 35 years of business experience and served 2 terms on the San Antonio City Council. Webster will officially take over on December 1st.
Want to get you out the door for tomorrow morning. Anticipate areas of fog, probably more widespread and dense than what we had the past couple of mornings. Here's our futurecast showing it tomorrow morning by even 6, 7 a.m. Fairly widespread out there. Visibility's under a mile, so anticipate some potential delays for your morning commute. But by 9, 10 a.m. this clears out, and then we'll even get into some sunshine in the afternoon. We have some big changes to talk about. A Thursday cold front hits, temperatures drop, winds pick up, and rain chances are on the rise. The full futurecast timing and how much rain we could get in just a bit.
Changes in the air. Thank you, Adam. It's been several months since a string of police shootings led to questions about Bexar County's criminal justice system, how repeat violent offenders are handled. At the time, elected officials and local law enforcement promised they were meeting to find solutions. Well, the Bexar County District Attorney's Office says its new high-risk intake team part of that effort. In a statement tonight, the DA's office says the team will, quote, foster better cooperation, end quote, between its office and local law enforcement to identify cases they consider high risk. That includes repeat offenders or those involved in violent crimes. New on the Nightbeat, arrest has been made in connection to the robbery of a longtime Cibolo area civil servant, James Doty. 33-year-old Rataski Clinique Goins, arrested today in Houston. Back in June, Cibolo police say Doty was robbed shortly after withdrawing money from a bank. After that incident, he was taken to the hospital where he fell into a coma and passed away. Tonight, Goins charged with robbery, and Doty's death is still being investigated. Those charges could be upgraded. A woman dead after a Monday shooting, in San Antonio police now trying to find her killer. It happened last night just after 7 in the 500 block of General McMullen. That's on the city's west side. The 32-year-old woman was pronounced dead at the scene, has not been identified yet. If you know anything about this shooting, San Antonio police could sure use that information. The questions tonight at Lanier High School for what's being described as an inappropriate relationship. According to a letter to parents, Lanier's principal says it involves a student and a staff member. The letter goes on to say the staff member is no longer on campus and the district is in contact with the student involved and their family as that investigation continues. Many school districts across San Antonio are scrambling to hire certified armed officers with a new law now in effect. That law requires armed security officers on all public school campuses during regular school hours. This morning, Southwest ISD swore in 13 new officers to try to meet that requirement.
We went on a full court press to hire police officers. It was kind of a challenge because, the bill was passed late June.
For larger school districts, getting to those requirements can be more of a challenge. Take Northside, for instance. They approved 20 new officer positions after the bill was enacted, and they currently have more than 30 vacancies for its police department. We also checked with Northeast ISD. The district created 46 safety specialist positions to meet that requirement. They have filled 22 of those positions. Now streaming, for months, the fractured NEISD school board has failed to choose a replacement for the late Terry Williams. She passed away in August. 3 trustees are backing Jacqueline Klein. Klein ran for the board last year and lost despite the backing of a socially conservative political action committee. KSAT investigates Dylan Collier, takes a closer look at the PAC's finances and questions Klein about her campaign money and help from that group. You can watch it right now on KSAT Plus and the KSAT YouTube page. The search is on for a group of teens vandalizing and breaking into vehicles in a Northside community. San Antonio police say they're working around the clock to keep up with the increase in property and auto theft crimes around the city. They tell the 19's Patty Santos what kind of help that they need from the public.
San Antonio police are inching closer to catching these teens caught on camera vandalizing Tay Garcia's property.
But this is crime that happens every single day in every neighborhood.
Police are actively looking for 3 to 4 teens in connection with several vehicle break-ins, thefts, and property crimes in the 78230 area on the north side of town.
We walked warrants on one, and we're still working on the others.
With the increase in these types of property crimes across the city, Detective Rudy Salgado says it's taking longer than usual to build cases. Here's how to help police make strong cases. If a crime's committed, report it to police. If there's video surveillance of the suspects, include those images along with the case number and hand it over to detectives.
So we have a lot of information coming in, and we don't have cases attached to a lot of this information. It's good information. The citizens are doing a great job.
Salgado also warns many of the suspects behind the vehicle thefts across the city are armed.
Don't confront these guys. These guys don't care. They're dangerous.
He didn't hesitate to raise his arm up and fire shots. There was no hesitation.
We spoke with Andrew, who lives in the 78254 zip code in northwest San Antonio. He says he surprised potential thieves who fired 3 shots towards him, one of which landed on his garage wall.
I feel like we're prisoners in our own home. Like, we can't come out because, oh, they're going to shoot us.
And detectives tell us they're doing a lot of that paperwork for these cases, but they're also out here in the community in plain clothes doing surveillance. They're also counting on the addition of about 150 officers over the next few years. Those officers are going to be paid for through the city budget and federal grants. Steve?
Thank you, Patty. Could higher bills be on the way for CPS customers? We need to brace ourselves when we might see that increase and where that money would go. Next. In 2024 could mean higher power bills for CPS Energy customers again. The utility will present its proposed rate increase of 4.25% to its Board of Trustees tomorrow, slightly higher than the last increase of 3.85% approved in 2022. Should CPS trustees and the City Council approve this latest hike, customers will see the difference beginning on their bill starting February 1st. CPS Energy says the increase would help cover costs in several areas. That includes infrastructure updates, investments to prepare for future growth, technology and security, and its own staff. CPS Energy says it will hold several meetings for community feedback throughout November. The Board of Trustees expected to vote on that rate hike by the end of the year. Then it's up to the City Council to make the final decision. Plans moving forward to transform a former golf course into an arboretum. I used to play out here. After the county voted to fund the $7.3 million project, this is happening at the Republic Golf Course on Southeast Military Drive. It closed back in 2020. County officials say the arboretum expected to not only protect and showcase native ecosystems, but also act as a catalyst for further community development, essentially a haven for nature lovers. I think some of my golf balls are still out there, probably.
I was going to say.
On the old Republic Golf Course.
They've got your mark on them.
Yeah,
we know they're yours.
Yeah, if they say SS.
Yep.
They're mine. All right, 72 degrees out there, and we are waiting for the change to come later this week.
It's coming. We just have to get through tomorrow. So if you like the 80s this time of year, relish tomorrow. If you're more in favor of that crisp fall-like feel, you've got it coming by Thursday afternoon. 80s again tomorrow. Cold front arrives on Thursday right around noon. Then the temperature drops. It's going to turn cooler, rainy, and even windy. So let's get right to it with our temperature trend. 84 tomorrow afternoon. By Thursday, we'll hit 74 around noon, and then the temperature falls. And then afternoon highs should be in the low to mid 60s Friday through the weekend and even into next week. You look across the nation. We've got 70s in Texas. We're watching these 30s off to the north in the Dakotas, Nebraska, Minnesota, Montana. That's the cooler air that's going to be pushing north. Doesn't make it here tomorrow. And actually the first half of Thursday, it's not going to be here. We'll still make it into the mid-70s, but then it arrives, and this is not going to be as cold and not quite as powerful as the Halloween front that we had. Not quite as strong, but still very noticeable. Tomorrow morning, 66. Then by noon, we're near 80. 84 for the high temperature with a decent amount of sunshine. We'll make it to 83 Rio Medina tomorrow. New Braunfels 85, Poteet 86 the high. Then look what happens to our temperature trend on Thursday. Remember, noon arrival of that front. So we'll make it to 74 by noon, and then we quickly fall off down into the 60s. And then at sunset, we're right near 60 degrees. Typically the temperature rises in the afternoon. That's not going to be the case. The temperature is actually going to drop off during the afternoon on Thursday. And of course, the wind's going to pick up with this front. Here's a look at our futurecast for wind on Thursday. Tomorrow's going to be more like today than anything. But by Thursday at noon, the front's right through basically half of San Antonio and Bexar County. Hill country gusting up to 25, 30 miles per hour. By 2 o'clock, all around Bexar County, surrounding areas, we've got wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. That's going to be the case through Thursday evening, Thursday night, and even the first half of Friday as well. Let's talk rain. Here are the ingredients coming together. Pacific moisture and upper energy. This has been streaming overhead for a few days now. Going to team up with this dip in the upper level flow in the western U.S. That's headed our way. And of course, the arrival of the cold front, all working together to help generate this promising rain. This is the latest futurecast. I like how it keeps the rain off to the west and in the hill country at sunrise on Thursday. I don't think we'll see much rain the first half of the day on Thursday. Most of it's going to hold off until after lunch on Thursday, and that's what the futurecast is indicating here. By 2, 3 o'clock, we really start to see it become widespread, showers being more numerous. Now, this is going to be generally light in nature. This isn't thunderstorm activity. So generally light, a few moderate embedded downpours. But overall, with just the light soaking nature of it, which is a good thing, our accumulations aren't going to be spilling over the rain gauges. We're talking up to about an inch by noon on Friday for some neighborhoods. And that's not our only opportunity. We'll still see some rain Thursday night through the first part of Friday. But then again, Sunday and especially Monday, rain chances spike again. A little bit less certainty with that event. So that's something we need to keep an eye on and check back in with us for updates. But notice those morning temperatures back into the lower 50s starting on Friday, and that's going to last into next week. So not as strong as a Halloween cold front. We got some better rain coming with it.
That's what I'm saying. We'll take the rain. Thank you, Adam. All right, high school football playoffs getting started.
Yep.
Volleyball, they're well underway.
They are. So they're in the third round right now. Of course, winner advances to the fourth round. We had some heavyweight teams playing tonight, including Harlan and Warren and Brennan taking on O'Connor. Plus, where are the Texas Longhorns in the latest CFP? Coming up. Tensions are high because we're now in the regional quarterfinal round of the playoffs for area high school volleyball teams. And tonight, the Harlan Hawks were looking to advance past the Warren Warriors. This is the fourth year in a row they faced each other in this round of the postseason. And the Hawks were flying high in this one. Talia Yancey put some oomph behind that one in the first set. Then later on in the match, the Warriors find Azelia De Leon, who finds just the right angle to put that ball away. But it was too much firepower from the Hawks tonight. Anaya Joseph with a monster spike as Harlan wins it in straight sets, and they're locked in for what comes next.
It's really exciting. Like, I know this time I want this win this time. Like, in the past years, it doesn't matter what happened back then. Right now is what matters. We need to overcome what we've done over and over in the past years.
Our goal today was to practice tomorrow, and we get to practice tomorrow. So 16 teams in the state won't have that opportunity. So we got to make sure that we're prepared and ready to go.
The Hawks will face Lake Travis on Friday night in the regional semifinals. The match right after that one was another good one. The O'Connor Panthers, led by head coach Yami Garcia, taking on the Brennan Bears, who came out clawing with the passion, setting it over to Gianna Brown, who finds some space and places it perfectly. The Panthers answer back, though, with Jalen Tuiasa Sopo. She goes cross-court with the kill, and the Panthers are all kinds of fired up. Then some good defense leads to Gabriella Hudson with a huge spike, and O'Connor will go on to win it 3-0, advancing to the regional semis where they'll face Dripping Springs. The second college football playoff rankings are out, and the Texas Longhorns are number 7, just like they were last week. The top 8 remained the same, with Ohio State still number 1, Georgia number 2, Michigan 3, and Florida State number 4. Texas is 8-1 and appears to be the only hope for the Big 12 to crack the top 4, but they need to win out and get some help for that to happen. As for Saturday's 33-30 OT win versus K-State, Coach Sark is seeing some of his goals coming true.
What an awesome environment and atmosphere DKR was Saturday. I mean, it was absolutely rocking, and we needed our fans up until that very last play. And you know, when I took this job, I envisioned obviously us being a championship caliber team and compete for championships year in and year out. And I envisioned having one of the most intimidating places to have to play in the country. And so to have these two things happening in year 3, it's pretty special.
Coach also said quarterback Quinn Ewers, who's dealing with a shoulder sprain, is throwing again and is now day-to-day. The regular season is winding down for the UTSA Roadrunners, who are once again bowl eligible. The Roadrunners beat North Texas 37-29 in Denton, improving to 6-3 this season and 5-0 in the American Athletic Conference. They have 3 games to go, including back-to-back ones at the Alamo Dome, followed by the regular season finale at Tulane on Friday, November 24th, 2:30 in the afternoon, live right here on KSAT 12. Now, this also means hard-hitting safety Rashad Wisdom's college football career is coming to an end. UTSA's all-time leader in tackles with 294 has been thinking about his final 2 home games for quite some time.
I've been thinking about that since January, just like, dang, this is my last year. And I remember coming in here 17, not knowing anything about anything. And, you know, I mean, 5 years later, I'm about to leave here with 2 conference championships, hopefully a 3rd, hopefully a bowl win. And, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest championship of them all is graduating with my degree.
He is so right about that, and Shad is majoring in cybersecurity. Wimby and the Spotlight after the break. Nearly 4.5 months ago, life changed big time for Victor Wembanyama after the Spurs drafted him number 1 overall at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Now he's back in the Empire State, getting ready for his first game at the world-famous Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks will host the Spurs tomorrow night. Now, due to his height and crazy basketball skills, Wemby's the center of attention wherever he goes. All eyes are on him. Veteran forward Doug McDermott is impressed with how the 19-year-old is handling the spotlight.
He's handling it great. He doesn't really change his demeanor much. I haven't seen it, at least. He approaches every game the same, and you know, I think he's going to remain that way. Super humble guy, and he almost doesn't like the spotlight. He just kind of ignores it. So that's always a good quality to have in a young guy.
Spurs and Knicks will play tomorrow night at 6:30. The Spurs say Keldon Johnson is probable with left wrist soreness. Devin Vassell was upgraded from out to doubtful with the left adductor strain. So it'll be nice to get Devin back hopefully soon.
Can you imagine 19 years old, center court?
I know.
Madison Square Garden.
Right? Oh, my goodness. That'd be so crazy.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry. We'll be right back. One of San Antonio's longest holiday traditions needs help. The annual Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner needs volunteers to feed tens of thousands of people for its Thanksgiving dinner via taking people to the event for free. It'll be at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center on Thanksgiving Day. If you want to sign up to be a volunteer, go to RaulJimenezDinner.com.
You know, one thing I love about the flow from the Pacific up above us is that we get these nice mid and upper level clouds that help give us these beautiful sunrises and sunsets like what we saw again this evening. All right, tomorrow's going to be more like today, some morning fog, then turning sunny, mid-80s. We transition on Thursday, turning cooler, windy, and rainy.
Bring it on. That's it for the Night Beat. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.